Revenge films.
My husband's younger sister, Jill, was 2 years younger than him. She was the type of girl that always wanted other girls' boyfriends. She'd always been like that, and my husband, Jack, he used to get complaints from his fellow classmates all the time, and was always sick of it.
Don't get involved with her.
Jack had always warned me about Jill ever since we started dating, but our offices were pretty close, so she invited me out for lunch from time to time, and it was too hard to ignore her. Just as Jack had warned me, Jill mostly bragged about how she stole some girl's boyfriend, or how some guy who had a girlfriend was flirting with her, and so on. But it wasn't my first time encountering someone like Jill, so I didn't think too much about it. One day, a few contract workers joined us at our company. One of them was Roger. He wasn't extremely handsome, but he had the dyed hair and the cool guy vibes. Their job was to enter and sort out data on the computer, and I was chosen as their teacher. So I taught them what to do and how to use the computer programs, then went around one by one and showed them how to do their job. That's when Roger called me over.
Brittany, I'm having some problems. Can you help me out?
He seemed stuck, so I helped him out. Okay, for this part, you can go like this. Enter that part right here. I stood behind him and taught him what to do. What do you think? Will you be fine on your own? I looked over to Roger, and he was blushing so hard, even his ears were red.
Yeah, thank you, Brittany.
After training that day, Roger approached me.
Brittany, I'd like to talk to you about work. Would you mind joining me for a drink or for food after work today?
Today? How many people are coming?
I don't want everyone else to hear what I have to say, so I'd like it to be just me and you if you don't mind.
He was blushing again. Oh, I see what's going on. It seems as though Roger had fallen for me. I was already engaged with my husband at the time, and we were planning on getting married in 3 months. I'm sorry. I'm about to get married soon, so I don't want to do anything that might cause a misunderstanding.
Oh, I see. So you aren't married yet? I saw your ring, so I thought you were already married. That's great news for me.
He seemed excited for some reason as he went home, and I had a bad feeling about where this was heading. Ever since that conversation, he started inviting me for food and drinks every single day. He got a hold of my email through the company's emergency contact list.
I'd love to see you, Brittany. I saw you grocery shopping at Revenge Way today around 3. I really wish you could get to know the real me. I think you should think twice about your marriage.
He would send me emails all day long, and on the weekends, he would send me dozens more. I never replied, of course, but he never stopped messaging me. Even after I got married, he still didn't stop.
You seem tired lately, Brittany. Is it because you're staying up late with your husband? I'm so jealous. Lol.
After receiving this message, I got scared and told my boss, and had them change my email address and keep it undisclosed. My boss warned Roger on my behalf, but he just kept getting worse. One Sunday, Jack had some last-minute work he had to attend to, and left the house early in the morning. A few minutes later...
Hey, Brittany! I know you're here!
I heard the front door open. It was unmistakably Roger's voice. Oh no, what was I thinking? Jack had left without locking the front door because I was home, and it was too early in the morning for me to worry about it. After being blocked by me, Roger had followed me home and figured out where I lived. I locked myself in one of the rooms in the house and called the police. Fortunately, there was a cop nearby who rushed over and got Roger before anything bad happened to me. He was charged for trespassing, but since it was his first offense, he was released immediately, so I filed for a restraining order against him. Roger was fired immediately from work. 1 week after the incident, I was having lunch with Jill, and I told her about what had happened. Oh, I didn't think you were so popular, Brittany. She seemed unhappy for the wrong reason, so I cut my story short and changed topics. One morning, Jill showed up at my house with Roger. Wait, what? Why the hell are you here? I thought I told you never to come near me. Ah! I was confused and angry at the same time as I yelled at them. I forgot Jill was there for a moment and tried to kick Roger out. when Jill started yelling back at me. "Stop it, Brittany! Roger is a good friend!" Huh? What the hell? I was panicking, but my husband started acting calmly and whispered to me.
"Leave this up to me. Come on in, you two. I'll prepare some tea."
Jack invited Roger and Jill into the house. "Are you out of your mind?" Jack turned to me and noticed I was completely confused and whispered into my ear again.
"Don't worry, everything is gonna work out just fine."
I had no idea what was about to happen, but Jack seemed completely calm, so I decided to trust him and follow his lead. After what seemed like forever in that awkward room filled with silence, Roger and Jill finally got up to leave. Before they left, though, Jack gave them some advice.
"Jill, you need to stop bringing this handsome guy over. What if Brittany falls for him?"
"Oh, okay, my bad." I noticed the maleficence in her smile as she grinned at me. What the hell is going on here? After they left, I asked Jack what the plan was, and it made me laugh. According to Jack, Jill's homewrecker tendencies were kicking in again. The way he explained it to me was that the stronger the other person's feelings were, the more her need to steal them away gets stronger. In this case, Roger's strong one-way feelings towards me had ignited that fire in her. Plus, Roger gave off those cool guy vibes, so Jill was really into him. After that, we prayed that they got along well. It was obvious that Roger had been using Jill to get close to me again, but Jill was a very jealous girl and never let Roger out of her sight. And they ended up having a baby and getting married 6 months later. Jill went to meet Roger's parents alone, and since his parents were worried about him ever getting married because of his stalker past, they graciously gave their blessings to Jill and invited them to live with them. The only times I received any word from them after that was for the reception party, after their first child was born, and after their second child was born. For 8 years after that, I didn't hear from either of them. And when I finally heard from Jill the other day, she just had a storm of complaints. I thought they were happily married, but I was wrong. Jill had been bullied by Roger's mother, and none of the men in the family ever tried to help with the kids. So Jill was on her own with the children, but also had to help out the family business, which was a farm. So she was physically and mentally exhausted. In the end, Roger had found another woman and stalked and trespassed with her this time and was arrested again. This time, it wasn't his first offense, so he would be behind bars for a while. Jill tried to run, but the countryside was a small community of people, so her in-laws were able to find her easily, and she had nowhere to run. I never thought he was that kind of man. I messed up. Jill regretted her decision. I didn't know what to tell her, so I just sat there and listened to her. I got home and reported to Jack about what had happened.
What goes around comes around. I guess we killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.